All right, it is time for our weekly financial forecast, and Tim Fitzwilliams from Fitzwilliams Financial is here to talk about retirement. A lot of folks are thinking about that, and we got this question what do you do when you receive your final paycheck right before you retire?
Absolutely. You know, that's probably a moment to celebrate, right?
Yeah, you go and take a vacation, right?
Maybe, right? But the real question is, how do you pay your bills after you retire?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have less income. So what do? How do you replace that income? And that's where good financial planning comes in, right? You have to look at what you've saved up. What can you use out of what you saved up? Do you need to get another type of job, part-time, or maybe a contractor? You know, you have to look at those things.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you need to realize you only get one life. So you want to have as much fun as you're able to do in your young and healthy years.
Right. So you have to plan. Planning
Absolutely.
is so key. What is the 4% rule?
Well, the 4% rule, as we're talking about planning, is people look at it as if I can draw down 4% out of my retirement accounts, then I should be okay. Because I can probably make something pretty conservative to offset that. The problem is that when you do that, you're looking at it as you want a stream of income the same for the rest of your life. Well, the reality of it is that in your younger retirement years, that's when you have the energy and the health to go out and do stuff, because you never know when you're going to have a health situation or even death. So you really want to try to take more than that out. But the problem is it's very difficult to do that. So that's where people start to look at what's called private pension and things like an annuity, so that they can actually turn their 401k, their IRA, into a stream of income that they can't outlive.
Sorry, because you don't want to outlive your money.
That's the key, right? That's one of the biggest fears that Americans have, is outliving their money.
Yeah, I always tell my kids, because they're in their 20s, you got to really start thinking about, it's hard to get them to think that way, but thinking about retirement that early, really.
Absolutely, right, because they're not going to have pensions. They probably may not have Social Security. I mean, it's looking that way.
And so you can start as soon as you get like a full-time job, maybe the 401k or...
Absolutely, yeah. You can start putting away into the vehicles that are offered by your work, which is fantastic, and sometimes you can get a match, and that's essentially, in loose sense, free money, and so that's always great to have.
Yeah, because those years, they go by very, very quickly.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. All right, the financial forecast airs every Tuesday in our 4 p.m. news. So if you have any questions you want answered, email us at financialforecast@13newsnow.com. Connor.
All right, thanks, Janet. Thanks, Tim. Now,